Won't be long.
Okay, Dad.
Do you not have enough of the Met's finest that you have to get me out?
Won't take long. It's just something I want you to see. So?
You found the weapon?
No, not yet, but we will. This time.
12 years, though, Alan.
Come on, Michael, you were there, so was I. It's a carbon copy.
It's similar.
It's similar, it's got the same MO, it's the same spot near enough.
It would be something to close that case, though. Whoever he was, he's been laughing at us ever since.
So what's your instinct?
Don't use that anymore. That's why they threw me out, remember? There's something not right.
You're losing your touch.
You're the copper.
What was that about?
You found a body. Thinks it might be linked to another case.
Well, why you?
We both worked on it. What's that for?
Partners?
Mandy Barford, May 1989, just up the road there. Half-dressed, single stab wound. It's the kind of stab wound, though. You happy now?
So are they connected?
Well, DCI Kendall seems to think so.
What about you?
I think it was a long time ago. Well, I hope he's right for his sake. Alan, bringing up the Mandy Barford case again. The finest hour of British policing it was not.
Well, you were on it, both of you.
Yeah, pounding the streets and a house to house, searching for a white van. Anyway, it's not our case. What have you got?
Right, this bloke.
Thomas Linney, financial advisor, Studley Peters McCormack.
Offered our clients, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, surefire investment, shares, guaranteed return, blah, blah, blah.
How much?
20 grand.
They paid up?
Bye-bye, Thomas Linney.
They should go to the police.
Except they don't want to make a fuss because they were introduced to Thomas Linney through the local church, St. Bartholomew's, and apparently the vicar vouched for him.
Studley Peters McCormack. I've heard of them.
Except they have never heard of Thomas Linney.
Mobile.
Disconnected.
Right. Well, I'll give this to Alan and see if he can find an address for our Mr. Thomas Linney.
No Thomas Linney.
You never went in.
It's a keypad. I checked the bell pushes.
Frankie Carter. And he's your friend. Pass me the bins.
What?
See if I can read the combination.
Do you want to get in? Oh. Excuse me. I've lost my bit of paper. The number? Mr. Ogilvy, I'm supposed to be cleaning for him today. Please, it's my first day.
All right, love.
Which way do they go?
3rd floor.
Wait there.
Get away from the door, Frankie.
Hello, Mr. Mac.
Now.
Who's this comical person? Used to be a copper.
Frank Carter, I'm arresting you.
On the attempted entry of number 15.
Herbal Mills?
You're out of touch, Mr. Mac. Working for the bailiffs now.
Wasn't locked, you plank. Hello, love.
What are you laughing at?
You two know each other?
She's my partner.
Huh? Cleaning, is it, Mr. Mac? You have gone up in a world. Stone me.
Don't touch anything.
Have the locks to change?
Right. Name, address, and contact number. Then you can go and make someone else's life a misery. Who was he?
Anthony Miles.
Repo job? You do the same and then you can go.
He was crossword mad.
Bye, Mr. Mac. It's nice being arrested by you again. It's nostalgic like. Get out.
He didn't do yesterday's one.
Don't touch that!
Well, he's hardly been done in by a rolled-up newspaper, has he? Look. See?
We've had dozens of these since Thatcher quit. Got rich quick, blew the lot, suddenly it's raining red ink and your only friend's a needle. He's just overdone it, that's all.
Not worth bringing in the sockos, though.
Dad.
Oh, I'm the copper, Michael.
Found the weapon yet?
Dad.
No, but we will. And we'll make a better fist of it than those wasters who ran the Barford case.
Well, that wouldn't be hard.
Excuse me. Thomaslinney. It's an anagram. Anthony Miles is Thomas Linney. We get our man.
The police said you found him.
He wouldn't have suffered, Mrs. Miles.
It's an overdose, they said. Well, it must have been an accident. Anthony would never.
I'm no expert.
I never even used to drink, let alone. Always in training was Anthony. Were you friends of my son?
We were looking for someone that lived in the same block.
I hope he wasn't alone.
He must have had lots of friends.
Do you think so? It'd be such a comfort to meet them. Any of them. Have some small part of him around me. Could you do that for me?
Would you have any of his stuff, any personal stuff?
No, just school reports and college things.
Nothing recent.
We'll see what we can do. Our client said he went to church, St. Bartholomew's. You start there, and don't forget who you're asking about.
Thomas Linney. You?
Studley Peters, McCormick. See if Anthony Miles rings a bell. But Claire, one day, we're not a registered charity,
Do you
okay?
think Alan's right about Miles?
Well, straightforward OD. The guy's a user.
He used with a routine, though, in the crossword every single day, except for the day that he dies.
That's a point.
Alan doesn't seem to think so.
Well, he's got a lot on his plate just now.
What the press didn't get hold of, and they won't, is that they both had identical entry wounds. For those of us who were too young to read in 1989, that is Mandy Barford. She was a student teacher, and a local farmer found her body about 100 yards from where Kate Mason was dumped. The weapon, well, the best that we could do was either an iron bar or maybe a homemade chisel, but whatever it was blunt-ended, OK? So whoever did it, they were very, very strong. And now we've got Kate Mason. It's 12 years on. And you lot know as much as I do, so... You've got to find that weapon. You've got to find the man.
What do I call you then? Reverend?
Nick, we're fairly informal here.
So, Thomas Linney.
Not much to tell. He's been to church 3 or 4 Sundays. Seems pleasant enough.
Didn't seem like a con man.
Is he?
Our client said that you'd vouched for him.
Well, I introduced him round, part of the job. But vouched.
He disappeared with 20 grand.
No.
We're trying to trace his old friends.
Well, as I say, I hardly knew him.
You? So you've heard already then?
No, I heard what?
He's dead. His mother's heartbroken. You remember the Barford case?
No, it's best forgotten.
Not you as well.
Well, I had your mother in tears enough times over that one.
Why?
Well, when your dad gets the bit between his teeth, he was never home. And his mind was on other things, months on end.
Why that one especially?
He got the blinkers on. McCready's running blinkers, you know. Oh, here's the man.
Bottle of mineral water, please, Donal.
Hey, I don't want to drink that stuff, Michael. Trust me, I've been there. They're filling them little green bottles over here. 10 yards away, the locals are washing their smallest. Don't want to go there. Anyway, I'm out of stock.
Did you find anything?
Vicar said he hardly knew him.
But?
He seemed to know he was dead.
Must have heard something.
Did he work at Studley Peters?
Yeah, sacked for overtrading. Took his boss down with him. She was covering for him. So the story goes.
She must have had a soft spot.
No, we'll soon see. Oh, you found some.
Oh, to Kilburn. Already passed through 50 Londoners. Can't all be wrong.
Cora Richardson. I'm Michael McCready. This is my partner, Claire. I believe you knew Anthony Miles.
Knew?
I'm afraid he's dead.
Why are you telling me?
You were a friend of his.
We worked together.
Were you covering for him?
Who told you that?
Well, risking your job and all.
It's nonsense.
That's not what they say where you worked before.
Who are you?
His mother just asked us to trace his old friends, that's all.
You'll probably want her number. For the funeral?
Don't trouble.
What else did Donal tell you?
Just that it bothered you at the time and that's it.
But whilst the great Michael McCready was out solving crime, I was what? Letting the side down?
No.
Trying to hold my family together. I don't suppose he mentioned that?
Mum, it wasn't like that.
You came back from a friend's house one evening and said her dad read to her every night. Not complaining. You just didn't know fathers did that.
He was just doing his job, Mum.
When we split up, I wanted you... Well... I was sad, you know. I did love him. But he was so single-minded, so driven. Nothing ever stood in his way. I never did.
Well, maybe you were better off without him.
Well, I thought you might be. I hoped you'd be... more like me, less like him.
Didn't anybody think that I might just want to be like me?
There you are. That's a McCready talking.
It's going very well. Actually, Mrs. Miles, he was a regular guy, your Anthony.
Having a clear out?
Oh, these are all I could find. Not much to remember him by. And nothing since his college days.
College?
North East London Polytechnic.
I went there. It's a university now.
I begged him to finish his course, but no. He was very bright, very clever.
These folk,
Oh, student friends.
could we borrow this?
Well, let me have it back. I haven't got many, you see.
Sure.
I thought Nick the Vic knew more than he was saying.
Cora, too. Why lie about it?
Maybe they didn't want to be associated with a loser like Miles.
But they went out of their way to help. Cora lost her job, or maybe they didn't have a choice.
Blackmail?
Either that or they loved him dearly, which I sincerely doubt.
You don't think they helped him on his way, do you? And wasted on booze and enough heroin to slay a donkey?
What a charming imagination you have. See what Cora makes of that.
Where are you going?
Church.
Where did you get this photograph from?
I see you're selling this place. Fetch a bit round here.
Who told you where I lived?
The receptionist where you work. Personal matter, I told her it was the death of an old friend, which is true, isn't it?
He wasn't a friend. We knew each other years ago.
You got him the job at Studley Peters.
He worked in my department.
Who are the others?
What's this about?
His mum just asked me to trace his old friends, that's all.
The one with the beard, that's Jerry, Anthony, me, and...
A boyfriend?
Nick, hardly a boyfriend. Just a student thing.
Do you keep in touch with any of them? Only Anthony. You must have been really fond of him.
He was a colleague, nothing more.
You put your job on the line for him.
That was a mistake, an error of judgment. Now, if you don't mind.
It'll be too big now, I suppose. The house, I mean, I just noticed your coat on the hanger upstairs. No hubby-type signs.
You're very observant.
Must have been a big shock with a baby on the way.
I shall cope. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
Your partner said she'd met his mother, so she obviously knew Anthony's real name. Should have said then. Don't know why I didn't.
And you've stayed in touch with him all this time?
No, I hadn't seen him for years. Since college. Till what, 3-4 weeks ago?
You just turned up, yeah? So why you?
He wanted to make sense of his life. He was on heroin. Lost his job. Made a fortune, apparently. Spent the lot. People turn to God often as a last resort. But we welcome them just the same.
And you'd no idea he was a scam artist?
No.
Not even when he gave you a false name? Did he have many friends?
He wasn't popular, no.
As a student? Not even with the girl?
Girl.
Cora?
She couldn't stand him.
She hung around with him, though.
Don't remember that.
Been a long time, yeah?
Yeah. Sorry, can't help you anymore. Does this have to come out? The church. They might jump to conclusions.
Spoil your reputation. Giving blessings to a con man.
I didn't. He was desperate. God rest his soul.
said she wasn't in touch with any of them anymore.
Well, she certainly knows our Nick very well.
Maybe he's just being kind, you know. She's pregnant, her husband's gone.
How long have they been separated? Maybe the baby isn't his after all.
Don't reckon the baby's Nick's.
Maybe that's why they're telling us they're not in touch. I'm sure the church isn't very happy about its vicars cavorting with married women.
Maybe Miles knew about them, blackmailed them. Still not enough to do him in for, though.
Well, whatever Miles had on him, it was more than that. Anyway, you're off to your alma mater.
What?
Your old university, where presumably you failed to impress because of the Latin.
You think it goes as far back as that?
See what you can find out.
Like what?
Something that puts them together. Something big enough for blackmail.
Murder.
Go. Laura, don't take this out on Claire. If you've something to say it to me.
I gave that up years ago.
Well, that's hardly Claire's fault.
What is it you want for our daughter exactly?
To be happy, I guess.
And that means being just like you.
So that's what this is about.
Blinkered. Single-minded. Never thinking about anybody else.
Claire's not like that.
And I don't want her to be.
I care about her as much as you do.
Pity you never showed it.
Well, I did my best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's think about your best, shall we? Claire's birthday, 89. Your daughter waiting to open her presents. And you were?
I was working on the Barford case.
Doing some mindless, routine plod work, as I recall.
It was important.
Looking for a car. That's how important it was.
It was a van.
A van, then. Looking for a van on her birthday.
Hi, Mum. Guess what? Nick Cross, Cora Richardson, Was Davis, and Anthony Miles all dropped out May 89.
The lad with the hair?
Jeremy Lacey. Get this. Topped himself. Free self-100 train on the Central Line.
May 89. Go back. Get a list of everybody who left a month either side of May of that year.
Well, who are we looking for?
The missing person.
Another one?
The one who took the photograph. There was a white van in the lay-by the night Mandy Barford died.
Mum said you were obsessed.
Did she?
You worked on lots of murders.
A few.
So why Mandy?
As Kendall and me, we were the first on the scene. She was young, pretty, vulnerable. Someone had stripped her, spiked her, thrown her body in a ditch.
Murders are brutal.
Not like this, they're not. Not if you've got a daughter of your own. Can we get on with this? The investigation was a shambles. We hit one brick wall after another. We never found the weapon. That would have led us to him. We carried this for weeks, for months. We let her down. We let her parents down.
Right. Ready when you are.
These aren't alphabetical. They're arranged according to postcode from the house to house. McStay.
No.
Gray.
No.
Alderson.
No.
Ashworth. Khan. Spellacy.
No.
Rains.
No.
Marberson.
Yes!
Marberson.
No, Rains. David Rains. But he wasn't a student. He was a maintenance man. Part-timer.
Rains and Son. Local.
I think they do fruit machines and pool tables. I'm sure Uncle Donal uses them.
Oh, we had you a little closer.
Did you used to read to me?
Yeah, when you were little.
When I was a bit older. 8, say?
You could read yourself.
You just don't get it, do you?
Get what? Tell me. I'll take you home.
Staying here.
What about your mother?
I'll get the spare duvet.
Sleep all right? Go home. Get some kip. I can manage.
What is it?
See that?
My Stam's car.
They were all at uni together. You could have walked to Upton Park from there.
Can't walk to an away game, though, Dad.
So he borrows his dad's van. Let's see if it's still around.
Hello, Ranger son.
Yes, mate. I'm looking for Dave Rains.
He's up there in the office.
Mr. Rains?
Yeah.
Sorry to disturb you. We were in the area.
Whatever it is, I don't want any.
Oh, we're not selling anything.
We were just wondering if businesses around here were satisfied with their vehicle insurance.
Goodbye.
Do you have any vehicles over 10 years of age?
No.
Oh, it's just that your man down there said that you did.
We do some great deals on older commercials.
You deaf?
You've obviously got our wires crossed.
We see ourselves out, eh?
Oh, West Ham.
So?
Yeah, my brother's a supporter. He's been to all the matches. Knows where, when, you know.
Really?
It's just you get on. That's all.
This has been a very sad case, and our sympathy goes to Mrs. Miles, Anthony's mother, and to the friends he leaves behind. It will be no comfort to them to know that I'm recording an open verdict. I'm sorry, Mrs. Miles.
All rise.
Very sorry, Mrs. Miles.
It's not knowing. Never knowing.
Mrs. Miles, you said you had some of Anthony's stuff from way back. Would you mind if we had a look?
Oh, I suppose so. Although the vicar took quite a pile away with him yesterday.
Vicar?
To help with the eulogy.
Local vicar?
No, Nicholas. The boy in that photo I lent you. I remembered him after he'd gone. A real tearaway. One for the girls, you know. And now he's a vicar. Quite a turnaround, don't you think?
You didn't know Anthony. I did. He wasn't just a user, you know. He dealt. Even at college. I didn't want Sandra to find anything. Do you understand?
You burnt the lot?
There wasn't much. It's humbling how little a life leaves behind.
Especially when you've been at it.
She deserves to have some decent memories.
We all deserve our memories, whatever they are.
You'll have plenty.
Of Anthony. Of football. West Ham? You still a fan?
No.
Used to be, though. You and Cora and Anthony and Dave. You used to follow them everywhere, didn't you?
Not your sort, I'd have thought. Dave. Mind you. Free transport. Great leveller.
The odd game, that's all.
Well, they're all at it.
What?
Bonfires. Did you see Dave's bandages?
Yeah?
Goals. Burns, Dad. It's what you put on burns.
Yeah, Ali. Michael McCready. How's the traffic business going? Brownie points for this. Look, could you do me a favour? Could you check your log for any reports of a burnt-out vehicle in the last couple of nights? Right. OK, thanks. Bye.
Here we are, May the 3rd, 1809. Attendance 14,000. Hammers 1-2-0, yes. Scorers Kevin Keane and Mark Ward.
Where, Donal?
Good old Wardy. St. James's Park. The Magpies.
Newcastle.
That puts them on the A1.
McCready?
Where's it now?
Ali, I owe you one.
Van.
Come on. Wait! Stop! Yeah, we're going to crush the bloody thing. Look, here's 40. That'll do you.
I'm on taxpayers' money here, Michael.
I am a taxpayer.
In theory.
Yeah, what is it now?
You remember the Barford scene? The clothes beside the body?
Yeah, jeans, jacket.
Right, the scarf. Black and white.
So?
So she's a Newcastle fan. The day she was killed, West Ham were playing away to Newcastle.
Who won?
She was there.
Yeah, her and 20,000 others.
Including the students in this van.
Michael?
Look, they stopped on the A1 to pick someone up. It was Mandy Barford.
Michael?
A couple of days later, Jeremy Lacey kills himself. And, since your story in the press, another death. Then this van goes up in flames. This is where Mandy Barford died, Alan.
This is the van.
Michael, we've got someone for Kate Mason. Yeah. A William John Smith. And he's put his hand up for Mandy Barford as well. And this time we have got the weapon. Pickaxe. Ring any bells?
You've got the wrong man.
No, we've checked him out.
Well, this is what you should be checking out, not someone who wants to make a name.
We have got him, Michael! And this van's burnt to a crisp, man. They never get anything off that anyway.
Well, let me talk to this Smith.
No. You said it yourself. I'm the copper. I'll let you know what happens. Ta-ra, Claire.
No, I'm right, Claire.
I can smoke, Dad.
I told you.
Yeah, you don't need insurance, we know.
You keep in pretty good shape, Mr. Rains. I bet that's quite a left hook you have.
Do you want to check it out?
Does the date May the 3rd, 1989 mean anything to you?
West Ham away to Newcastle?
Who are you?
We're private investigators.
The ones that have got your van.
Good luck.
Of course, it's a bit of a mess now, but it may be useful.
Who sent you? Pro bono.
For the public good, it's Latin.
Do yourself some good.
Get off of my property. Keep out of my way.
You going away? I hear Brazil is quite a popular destination with punters in your predicament.
Out!
We're going.
I washed your sheets.
Thanks.
You'll have to put them in the dryer. I wasn't sure you'd be home.
I do live here, Mum.
Perhaps it's time to look for a place of your own.
What with?
Well, your father pays you, doesn't he? I'm not going to be set up as some sort of last resort.
I don't know what you mean.
When the job allows, you breeze in. I had it for 10 years with Michael, Claire.
It was just one night. I did phone.
He did, at first, but you'll forget. It'll get to 2 and 3 nights. I won't know where you are, what you're doing.
It's part of the job, Mum.
I know, and I'm not going through it again. Where are you going?
I don't know.
Claire!
What am I going to do?
Have you tried talking to the man himself?
What's he going to do? If he thinks I'm upsetting Mum, he'll just give me the push.
He will not.
Still thinks a lot of her, you know. Not enough to change, of course, but enough to throw me in as a gesture of goodwill. I really want this job.
Look at you. You've everything going for you. Got the looks, the talent. If you were my daughter now...
Well, I'm not, I'm his.
You can keep it mine, but I'm ringing your mother.
Thanks.
You going to a funeral like that?
What funeral?
Anthony Miles. I can't watch them go free. Not after what they did.
To us. After what they did to us.
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do.
Well, are you getting changed or what?
Well, we could pass by Mum's. We should be at the shop by now.
Is that significant? You two had a fallout? Is it my fault?
Why would it be?
Usually is.
Shall we go then?
I'm telling you, they'll get nothing off it. Just keep your heads.
You should have done it years ago and tell me, old man, what? Got tired of the colour. I live in the real world, mate.
At least it's done now.
The cops were around at the time, remember? Oh, the van was in the garage all weekend. Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Rains. Goodbye. The van's out of the reckoning.
Unless somebody puts 2 and 2 together.
Oh, yeah? After all this time? They're coppers. They don't improve with age.
When will this all end?
You get him in the ground, it's over. I'm out of here. You two can play happy families, happy ever after sort of style.
Why did we ever listen to you?
Because I was the only one thinking straight, and we agreed. We agreed it was the best thing to do. Don't lay it all at my door.
Gang's all here if you count the bloke in the box.
And the one on the central line.
Good of you both to come.
All packed, Dave? Where's it going to be in the end?
Angling for a postcard?
You're going to miss these little get-togethers. Talk about old times. Must be great to have so much in common.
Gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
You finished?
Let's remember where we are.
Oh, look at us, not paying due respect on such a sad occasion. We leave you to your memories of Anthony.
Where did that get us?
Nowhere. But it made me feel a hell of a lot better. I thought you'd be here. I love a good funeral.
But you were right about one thing.
What?
Mandy. On the pickaxe.
What do you mean?
The entry wound. Shh. Sorry. The entry wound was a close match, but the internal damage to Mandy was done with something straight. The pickaxe is curved, see?
Alan, I think I found the weapon. Better still, I own it.
Earth to earth. Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. Trusting the infinite. Infinite mercy.
Mercy of God, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Nick, take me home.
I know how Mandy Barford died.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Nick.
I found the weapon.
Why didn't you say something when it happened?
You're on your way home. You've won. You're feeling good. A bit of booze, a bit of dope. And there she is, the opposition. Pick her up and show her a bad time.
No.
Cora, they don't know anything.
It was only a game.
Just right now, please. Save yourself.
Phone an ambulance.
Who's gonna be the next to die, Nick? The baby? Tell me about the game.
It's harmless. Dave's football quiz. She was getting everything wrong, and
That's why she was half-dressed. It was a forfeit game.
we were kids. We didn't mean her any harm.
But something went wrong.
I was driving. It was all my fault.
Couldn't have known. We were on our feet, clowning around. Van swerved. Suddenly we were all on top of each other, and
She was thrown against the brackets. A blunt instrument wielded with tremendous force.
Dave said dump her and get out. We were scared. Students, booze, drugs, what kind of a hearing would we have got?
What kind of a hearing did you give him?
I saw the paper the day he died, the Barford thing all over again.
What did he tell you? That he was going to go to the police?
Maybe he'd just up his price.
In the state he was in, he was a real loose cannon. You had to do something.
What was it, kill Anthony or the pair of you go to prison?
With the baby, Nick?
Nick, tell them you didn't. Nick!
Wasted, it was easy. I mean, didn't you think that anybody would miss him?
I couldn't have our baby born in prison.
But you were wrong. Because his mother missed him. Just like Mandy Barford's parents missed her. And you dumped her body in a ditch on the A1.
I know it's a bit late, but it's justice of a kind. You know, for the parents. At least they know.
So does Sandra Miles. If it helps. I can't imagine what it must be like to lose a child.
Your instinct proved right. Depressingly.
Your idea to reopen the case, Alan?
Don't patronise me, Michael. You can solve my cases, you can pinch my collars, you can abuse our friendship for your own devious ends, but don't you ever patronise me.
Same again, is it? On the house? Oh, come on, the pair of you. Cheer up, it's happy hour.
Sorry.
Well, if you feel like apologizing. Apologize about what?
I'll start looking tomorrow.
No hurry.
We did something right today.
Good.
It's what I want to do, Mum. I can't settle for average.
Yeah. I made your bed up.
Thanks.
I lived with a McCready for 10 years. I suppose I can stand it a while longer.
Come and have a drink.
A McCready, I said. I don't think I can handle 3 right now.
I won't be long. Should we eat out tonight?
I like that.
Me too.